People spend way too much time in the middle zone these days, and that's why we always feel tired and burnt out. So the middle zone is essentially the zone in between work and rest. So when you're working, and when you're resting, you should be resting. Most people these days do not rest. We don't really know how to rest, and like watching things on social media usually does not constitute as rest. What rest really is something that rejuvenates you to the point in which you are more ready and able to work again. It is so rejuvenating that you actually want to work again. So things that are typically restful are things that are not hyperstimulating. And so a lot of us, even when we're resting, we often stimulate ourselves in our own minds, meaning that we will ruminate, we will worry, we will think about work, we'll think about our problems, and we don't actually know how to rest. This again is middle zone because we're still creating stress in our minds by all of this thinking about work and worries and all of this type of thing. The reason that this is so detrimental is because you essentially become an athlete that never actually rests. And if you've ever done any type of sport or trained for anything, you know that rest is like the other half of the equation. There's the training and there's the rest. And the reason a lot of these athletes have coaches is because they need someone to force them to rest. And this is you exactly, but essentially you are working, you are training, and you never actually rest. And so you are not getting the recuperation that you need in order to work really well again, in order to train really well again. And so because you're always in the middle zone, you're extremely prone to burnout, you're extremely prone to anxiety, and you're just extremely prone to kind of getting this weird demotivation. Maybe even getting kind of to the point where you're just like kind of feeling numb or low grade stress all of the time. And what's really needed here is prolonged, real rest. For a lot of clients, what I'll prescribe is like a full day of like literally you're not allowed to do anything productive. I tell them like pretend to be a cat or something, I don't know. Do not do anything productive. If you try, ban yourself. Do not allow it. Obviously, this is a luxury that some people cannot do. And so what needs to happen is you need to actually create blocks in your life where you're actually resting. You're actually enjoying what you're doing. You're actually at peace. Instead of thinking, or some of you will feel guilty over resting. And some of you will just kind of do this weird procrastination where you're like kind of craving rest, but you don't let yourself rest. And so you're just always procrastinating. And so if this is you, it's really important to start experimenting with this, to actually try like, okay, maybe this Sunday, I'm actually just not going to do anything. Maybe for an hour tonight, I'm actually just going to do something I genuinely just enjoy, and I'm not going to have any other screens on or whatever, and I'm actually going to rest. Because remember, the kind of defining criteria of rest is, does it actually recuperate you to work again, right? Does it actually recuperate you? And so for different people, this will be different, right? Some people get a lot of rest just spending time with other people. Some people get a lot of rest spending time alone. But it's something that needs to be really well defined for you and incorporated, because a lot of us will kind of default to middle zone if we don't watch out for this.